because something isn't adding up. Stay tuned to find out what I think. Hello MV UK, it's Pete here. Welcome back to the channel. It's a busy day today with things emerging and evolving in the situation that happened at 7:42 last night in Huntingdon on a train heading for London. There were 10 people injured in in what was called a non-tourist, if you catch my drift, incident. So let's hear what the police inspector said. Before I go on, I always forget, if you want to hear more of this stuff or more of my thoughts about what I'm seeing as opposed to what I'm being told, because the two don't marry up sometimes, and that's what I'm trying to deliver on these videos, is an alternative way of looking at it maybe. So do subscribe and like the video, but let's get into it. The police chief has issued the statement. Let's go.
Approximately 7:42 p.m. yesterday evening, there were calls to the police service in relation to multiple stabbings which took place on board a train service that departed Doncaster at 6:25 p.m. and was en route to London King's Cross Station. Officers immediately attended Huntingdon Station alongside paramedics, where armed police officers from Cambridgeshire Police boarded the train and arrested 2 people. Within 8 minutes of the 999 call being made, 2 men were brought into police custody, where they remain this morning. I can tell you that these are the first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Both were born in the United Kingdom. As stated, they remain this morning in separate police stations for questioning. 10 people were taken to hospital by ambulance, and another person self-presented later that evening. While 9 were initially believed to have life-threatening injuries, following assessment and treatment, 4, thankful to say, have been discharged. However, 2 patients remain in a life-threatening condition. British Transport Police declared a major incident yesterday, and counter-terrorism policing were initially supporting our investigation. However, at this stage, there is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Okay, there you go. Right, so thank you very much for that. He does go on for another minute or 3 just to thank the first responders and the people of the ambulance service and this and that and the other. But the crux of it is there, what you've seen. You can see the full article all over online. It's available at the drop of a hat. So there you go. Now, interestingly, they come out of the blocks to say that one guy was black, one guy was Caribbean descent, but both were born in Britain. So that's good to know, but it doesn't tell us that it doesn't mean that it's not of a nefarious behaviour. It begins with a T, terrorist. And that's the challenge, is because if you remember last year, that heinous idiot, the evil idiot that went on the rampage, disgusting human being, if you can even class him as that, he was British born in Cardiff, described by the media as a Welsh choir boy and a pillar of the community, but then it starts to unpack that actually he was a full-on raging terrorist and he was a ticking time bomb ultimately that prevented themselves from seeing quite a bit. Then you have the let's talk about Lee Rigby. So those 2 guys there, they were also British born. Yeah, so and that was classed as a terrorist activity as well, situation. And then you have the 4 from 7/7. Now, one of them was Jamaica born, but the other 3 were British born. So I don't think we've heard the end of this story. Now, I don't want to delve into it because A, I don't know the full details, and B, there's likely to be a court case pending, so I don't want to get into anything that I shouldn't be talking about a case as such, but I can talk about the parameters of the activity as opposed to the details of it. And we do know from public knowledge that 10 people were hospitalised. Now, fortunately, I think 4 of them have been released and they're okay. A couple of them are very, very seriously injured still. Now, this is the bit that doesn't add up for me. So being told they're British born, firstly, okay, thank you, it's good, but it's not worth the salt it's worth, because you can be white British born and be radicalised by whatever group of terror you subscribe to. So that's by the by. But it's the actual activity of it. So it's the whole, people were running away down carriages. Now, if there's a fight on a train with knives, is normally between a couple of people or a few people because they've got beef or there's an ongoing dispute. It never gets to that stage, very seldom gets to that stage on the first incident. So there's normally some bad blood going on, and they've probably run into each other on a train and thought, it's now or never. I don't condone anything like that. It's disgusting. Shouldn't be doing it in the first place whatsoever. There's no space in our community for that kind of violent activity. But the thing that I'm puzzled about is why people were running away. Now, these guys, if you go chasing people, people run away. So if there was a fight and a couple of people intervened and got hurt and everyone started to run away, does that mean these guys were chasing them? So that kind of then makes this a different situation. So that's, you know, what I was thinking in my head, that's it doesn't make sense that 10 people got injured just because 2 guys had a knife fight. It doesn't make sense, but I'm intrigued to stay tuned to breaking news as it comes out from various commentators and just see where this actually heads, because I think there's going to be a lot more coming out to this. I definitely do. And on that note, I'll ask you again, please subscribe to the channel. It really means a difference. And also, feel free to watch some of the other videos and just see some of the other takes of things that I'm seeing or experiencing in some cases. And just for the record, I don't dislike Mike Graham. I just thought he was wrong on that matter. That's it. And on that note, it's Pete from NV UK. Until the next one.